Kat is best known for representing the country in the Reina Hispanoamericana 2019 pageant. After the pageant was postponed due to certain circumstances, she was determined to hop back in and give it her all. She brought pride to the Philippines by finishing as 5th runner-up in Bolivia. Since the outbreak, she has helped make a positive mark on the world by starting food drives and fundraising for frontliners.
Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of In Love With Me, where we feature inspiring individuals who will share their amazing stories. I am your host, Mafae Velasco, and for this series, our topic is being empowered during quarantine. For this episode, we have an empowered woman and beauty queen to motivate us to take action. So without further ado, let's welcome the amazing and beautiful Kat Llegado. Hi, Kat.
Hi everyone, hi Miss Mafae. Thank you for the opportunity of inviting us Miss World Philippines Koreans and letting us share our stories. It's really a great platform to inspire other people as well.
Of course, and I had to grab this opportunity that you guys are at home, not busy, and able to get online with me. So before I asked you what you've been up to during this quarantine lockdown, can you please share with everyone on how you became the inspiring and empowered woman that you are today?
Wow. Well, for me, being an empowered woman is letting everyone know what is your story. So when I first entered in pageantry, I was a newbie since I have no experience with national pageants before entering Miss World Philippines 2019. But I said to myself, I just have to try, and I don't want to have that moment na I would regret in my life. So before entering pageantry, I really wanted to try it out, even back when I was in high school and college. But of course, I said to myself, I have to finish first my education, focus first on education, and then after that, when I'm ready and when the timing is perfect, I would join pageants. So that happened last year, 2019, when I joined Miss World Philippines. So my story is really, when I look back to it, parang I get so much goosebumps sa story ko kasi it's really inspiring, I think, because I started from the bottom, I guess, because yung hard work into putting the preparations and also planning into joining pageantry, it's really hard. And you really have to give your 100%, even 101 and all para ibigay mo yung lahat sa pageantry. So I think being able to not just represent the country, but yun na nga, ibinalik natin at the bar yung Philippines in the international pageants. It's really an inspiring story, not just for young people, but also for women and also for other people na they want someone to look up to. Yun yan. I think sharing my story to them would give them hope and motivation that if she can do it, I could also do it with hard work and also determination.
Yes, exactly. And going back to you saying that was this your first pageant that you've ever joined?
This was my first national pageant. Before that, I joined here in our city, in Taguig. I joined Mutianan Taguig way back 2018. And then after that, I immediately joined Miss World, which is a big jump.
And it takes a lot of courage, like you said. You experience something where you're able to give back, and then now that you joined Miss World, what was the big difference?
Well, the big difference would be the audience that you are catering to. Well, back in my local pageant, just my city, who's I've been back to, giving back to my community. But here with Miss World Philippines, it really gives you the audience bigger, not just my city, not just in the Philippines, but you could actually tap international audience who could you also partner to in order to give back to your community. So that's what's really amazing with pageantry, because it wouldn't just open doors for you, but also it would give the opportunity for you to also give back to your community.
So speaking of giving back, what is your advocacy?
Since I was able to graduate with a quality education, it's really important for me that education should be the priority of every children. So I have been working with an organization in Manila, in Taft, Manila, if you know the Food for Hungry Minds. So it really gives scholarships to kids with the less fortunate children of the street. For example, ang street helpers, the garbage collector, yung mga anak ng mga poverty, who experience poverty, they give scholarships to these children up to when they graduate. So it's really nice that these organizations really help these kids, they give opportunity, because sometimes what these kids needs talaga is yung someone who could support and help them.
Joining pageants, you mentioned that it's not easy, right? At times when you competed, okay, let's move forward to your national title now. What kept you motivated? When times were tough, what was in your mindset that you cheered yourself with?
I've experienced this when I was way back November last year, since my pageant was supposed to be scheduled last year and it got postponed. Well, at that point, maybe other candidates would experience this as well right now, since most of the pageants are postponed. But looking back to my preparations and everything that I've been through, I think it molded me to become strong, and somewhat whatever challenge that would come in my way, I know to myself that I could bounce back even more prepared. And that's why I'm after that happened, the postponement, I was more determined to prepare more, plan more, in order to if the pageant would resume, I am more ready.
Why was it postponed for you?
Last November, I was already there in Bolivia, actually, and then there was a political situation in Bolivia. There was protests, and of course, the organization would want the safety of all the candidates. That's why we're sent home, and they're so very accommodating, and they really prioritize our safety back then.
Wow, that's similar to what happened to my Miss World 2002, Kate Manalo. She mentioned she was in Africa, and then there was political movement also. But they weren't sent home. They were flown to London, and that's where the pageant was. But yes, they were all terrified and was scared about. At least for you, you got to come home.
I got to come back home.
And you're
it's really hard if you stay there with it's very far. Bolivia is very far from the Philippines. Yes.
So going back, were you feeling more confident with the preparation time that was given to you?
Yes, I was more confident since the last time was only given like a month of preparation, and then I think it's a blessing in disguise as well because I had to uh, make sure that all my wardrobe, all my preparations are all ready, and I think I'm I became more confident and also prepared since I was already there. I know what the organization wants, and I have been talking with the organization, and it's really nice na uh, I just look at it as a blessing in disguise.
So with your journey, I'm sure that you had mentors, you had people that you looked up to. Who were they?
Of course, the one who trained me in my national pageant is Aces and Queens. They really trained us from our walk, pasarela, Q&A, and also our interviews and personality development. And also you, Miss Mafae, in our Miss Philippines, one of our trainings. And I guess looking back, these mentors really helped me to where I am right now. I think it is important to be grateful for them because they are the ones who supported you and believed in you when you are just starting. And right now, yung kung gaano kalayo yung narating mo, it's all part of the journey and it's all part of what they have instilled in you.
Yes, exactly. And we always have to be thankful for those people. What about beauty queens? Was there anyone internationally or locally that you were admiring and wanted to follow their footsteps?
Of course, we have a lot of beauty queens internationally that is well known and very respectable. Of course, here in our country, the Philippines, we look up to beauty queens. And for me, I have been inspired by a lot. To name is Pia Wirtz, Katrina, of course, and Megan Young, our very own Miss World.
Yes.
And when you really talk about Philippines and pageantry, it's a powerhouse. And when other countries, when you compete internationally, actually, they look up to Philippines. Kaya it's very the pressure of representing the Philippines is very high, and it's an honor as well. So, looking up to these queens, you want that. You also want to be an inspiration. You also want to follow their footsteps and also follow whatever they have been given to the Philippines, the legacy.
And for you, I have to congratulate you because you did so amazing. I was cheering you on, and for me, even more passionate on Morena Filipina representing the Philippines. So well done, Kat. I'm so proud of you. I have some questions for you online. How has the pageantry shaped you as the person you are today?
So, for me, I think pageantry is a big leap of faith for my situation since I've started it very raw in pageantry. Since I started raw and I have to be trained, work hard, and also to prepare for it. It really changed me. And when I look back sa mga pinagdaanan ko, I'm very grateful and humble that how far have I come. And I'm so happy because before it's just a dream, and now I get to represent the Philippines and actually get my dreams come true.
Yeah, and share your story with everyone, right? Actually, with you also, you had really tough footsteps to follow because the reigning Reina was, of course, our own
Win-win.
win-win. So how did you feel about that? The pressure?
Of course, following the footsteps of Winwin Marquez and also Alisa Mulak. They're very great women, empowered women, and they have also represented the Philippines well in Reina Hispanoamericana. Of course, Winwin Marquez, the first Filipina who won Reina Hispanoamericana. I'm just so grateful that these two queens, Alisa and Winwin, were able to share and help me in my preparation as well. So it's very I got very pressured when I got to meet them, but they're so humble and they're so helpful that they even reach out to me uh, to help me in my preparation. So uh, by being able to connect with these two queens, it's just an honor, and also I'm so glad with all the learnings that they have given to me.
Exactly. And being part of, representing the Philippines, being a beauty queen, it does become a sisterhood. So it's nice to have the support from queens that have experienced what you're about to experience, right? And it is exciting also. And now that you're able to guide the future queens that you will be crowning.
It's my turn to guide the next.
I guess the great thing about this time is you get to hold on to the crown longer than you expected. So what else? We have another question. Is there any moments that you feel down, and how did you overcome it? Apart from that episode where you had to come back, is there any other moments that you had to really pick up yourself?
During the pageant, the international pageant in Bolivia, I think that's the middle of the pageant. I felt down, like I feel like other candidates are ahead of me. Like, how would I step up my game and still grab that opportunity to win the title? And from that moment on, I asked Win-Win. I messaged her actually. I told her, is it normal to feel this way, that you feel that you're so small in that pageant, that you feel scared? And she told me that that's normal, but don't focus on it. Like, I think you can relate, Miss Mafae, that in every pageant, you will feel that you're behind, you will feel that you can't win. But the more you think about it, the more may panghihinaan ka ng loob, and the more you would have no opportunity to give your best. So she told me that just focus on yourself. Don't worry about the other candidates. And that's really true, because the more you compete with them, it's just a mental game na it would bring down your confidence.
Exactly. So, I'm glad Win-Win shared that tip with you, because it's really tough to represent your country. It's really tough to be the only Filipina to be in a pageant, and then you have your country on your back. So like I said before, the sisterhood is such a big support group, because we know how it feels like. It's a challenge. It's a huge challenge that has been given to us, and it wouldn't be given to you if you weren't that strong woman, right, Kat? And
your strength and your character. Once you get out there, it's only you. Your only team. So you have to really get yourself together and just fight, and remember your remember your purpose. Why are you doing this? And why are you fighting for? Why do you want the crown, or why do you want the title? Just go back to your core.
Exactly. And so in line with that, of course, we're in quarantine, we're in lockdown, and similar experience that you just mentioned, feeling alone, feeling scared. What would be your advice to the saying, your fans, your followers that want to follow your footsteps? What would be your advice to them right now?
Well, it is very timely, since now we are in quarantine. Maybe your plans, your dreams may be paused or postponed, but I would tell you guys that don't give up, and don't be so hard on yourself that you have to achieve this in this amount of time, especially now in we are in the middle of pandemic. We There's just some things that we can control, and this is one of them. So just focus on the things that you could be more productive. So focus on yourself, the skills that you can do while you're in quarantine, and maybe there's something that you want to do before that you don't have time for it. Now is the time to exactly do it, and just don't be so hard on yourself, because the more that you pressure yourself that you have to be like this, your dreams, your plans, you have to be like this, the more you will your mental health wouldn't be that good. So it's more about the perspective. Your mindset would have to be just focus on what you can do.
Yes, exactly. And what about you? What have you learned anything new about yourself during this time?
Yes, actually, it was so nice that this quarantine gives us the time. Because before I wasn't into baking, cooking, the simple skills like that, and then in this quarantine, it just turned us into some baker and
Yes.
all the crafts that we can do at home.
Uh-huh.
It's so nice that we actually have the time to do these skills.
Have you been working out?
Yeah, of course. We have to keep our shape and also our health. So it's so nice that I've been working out, and that really keeps me happy. So I'm sure a lot of you can relate that working out really gives you that happiness, and also that you could maintain your shape and health as well.
So we have another question here. Where do you see yourself in 10 years from now? From Aubrey.
Okay. Hi, Aubrey. So, being a beauty queen right now, of course, this is just a year, and you use this year as very productive. What you want to do, you have the audience, you have the uh, connections to talk to people, and use this year as something that what you want to be in the future. So I think in 10 years time, I still want to be someone who is helping, giving back to our community. I am more really towards to work that is helping our community. So I am, if it will be possible in 10 years, I have my own NGO that is focusing on education of children, helping our children. That would be very successful time
Yes.
in 10 years.
And maybe you will have your own family too.
Also my family.
Another question is, what are your tips for incoming beauty queens, especially those who do not have any experience?
With it. Oh, very. I can relate to that. So, just want to tell for the aspiring queens, plan everything and make sure that if you want to join a pageant, it would really come from you, from your heart, not just because someone is telling you to join, not just because your mentor wants you to join, but you really want to join and you're ready. And also get the right support system. Of course, your family, they would really support you 101%. And then these people would really mold you that whatever challenges the pageantry industry would give you, you're strong enough to overcome that challenge. So yeah, just plan it out and have the right support system. And also, lastly, I think you need to have the strong mindset that you have to be focused and really work hard and focus on that goal of winning that title and be a beauty queen.
Yes. And of course, we are praying and hoping that we are getting close to getting back to the new norm, and be able to go out. And what would be the first thing, or what do you miss being in the outside world?
A lot. I just miss being with people, being with my friends, and also being able to go out there freely and having that social connections with your friends and family. I think that would be the first thing that I would do. Reunite with them, and also um, ask them how they've been doing, and also that's just it. Just missing that social connection with people.
Right. And so going back to the pageant, we have another question from Aubrey. What was the hardest sacrifice you had to make when preparing to be a beauty queen?
Well, preparing to be a beauty queen, you have to focus 100% if you really want to win. And for me, the hardest sacrifice would be giving up my work back then, because I graduated as finance. So I started working actually with a bank for almost 2 years. But of course, if you're preparing to be a beauty queen and you want to succeed in that, you have to focus on the preparation. And I feel I have to work and prepare to be a beauty queen at the same time. Maybe work the time that I would be giving to work isn't that much. And had to sacrifice this, and thankfully, all the sacrifices, or since I was able to not I was able to win the title and also represent the country in the Philippines. It is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I'm so thankful for that.
That's wonderful. I mean, you know, at times like this, you know, people want to get to know inspiring stories, and I'm so inspired by you, Kat, for like you said, coming from the bottom and working your way up. Especially during this time, people want to know how you overcome certain challenges or situations that have really made you feel low. And you've given, you know, your stories and being transparent and just showing your feelings. Really, I really appreciate that, because for me, my love is to share my story, and at the same time, I want that as a domino effect. You know that when I have talked with you guys, all I kept telling you is you are already blessed. You know, you're already a beauty queen, becoming an official candidate, and whatever stories that you guys have, use this platform to connect with people, because you have a powerful voice right now. And to be a national title holder now, you know, you are almost there, but you represented the Philippines very well, and I'm grateful for that. I'm sure a lot of Filipinos are too. So before we wrap up, can you please give your words of wisdom to all your followers, aspiring queens, models, everyone who's listening right now, on how to be hopeful, and most especially during this time?
This time would be really hard for everyone. We are really affected by this great pandemic, and I think being able to just focus and know what you can do about the situation is really important, because if you think the things out of your control, you would be more devastated by the situation. So for me, to everyone listening, if you are saddened, of course you are saddened by the situation, just remember that we are all in this together, and whatever that is happening, we will survive this. And just focus on yourself right now. Be able to acquire some skills that would help you in the future, and also if you have the resources and time, give back, help the people who are in need during these times, please do so, and don't lose hope, because in history we have always survived every challenges that we have.
Mhm.
So
And
for
lastly,
yes.
go ahead, go ahead,
Sorry.
go ahead.
For also for the aspiring beauty queens,
Mhm.
just keep dreaming and hold into that goal, because sooner or later you don't know, you actually have it already.
Mhm.
Just continue working hard and being determined for that goal.
Mhm. And lastly, I almost forgot to ask you, what is your definition of me time?
Me time. Is that
Yes.
right? Okay. Um, I guess that would be just relaxing, meditating, and um, reminiscing all the things that has happened in the past, all the things that you have been through,
Mhm.
and being grateful of these things that you have been through, because it's all part of a journey that you
Yes.
have in your life.
Mhm. And with that, guys, Kat, thank you again. You've shared so much here, and I'm sure that you are inspiring and you continue to inspire everyone.
Thank
Do
you.
you want to give a shout out to anyone and perhaps promote your advocacy again?
hmm so to everyone that's watching, if you want to follow me in my social media accounts, it's at Kat Legado on Instagram. So I
Mhm.
have my advocacy posted there in my Instagram, and also if you I've been donating to frontliners in the past. So if you want to help as well, just give me a DM, and also you could continue helping other people during these tough times.
Yes, and there you have it. We have the beautiful Kat Legado inspiring us this afternoon. And thank you again for all you've said and shared. And like what Kat is saying, be prepared. Don't give up on your dreams. Write them down. Meditate. Always be that powerful human that you are daily. So with that, guys, actions speak louder than words. And thank you for tuning in on another episode of In Love with Me.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching and Love of Me series.